Hey everybody, welcome to the 1804 show. I'm your host, Dollar Will. And thank y'all for joining me on this lovely evening. Hope everybody good. I hope everybody healthy, wealthy, all that good shit. But yeah, we got another show for y'all tonight. Good show tonight. Got a wonderful OG coming to the spot. Man, just want to say to everybody who've been supporting me, everybody who've been riding with me, thank you. Because this is episode 59. I'm almost at 60. You saw how quick I've been knocking these out. Y'all already know how I cut. Y'all already know how I do it. You know what I'm saying? Got my drink. Got my black. Got the music. You know, we gonna talk some real shit. You know. Hope everybody good. You know, we discuss some real stuff over here. None of that clown shit that people used to. But oops, turn the music off. Let me see. What's good, everybody? But yeah, you know how I do it on my platform. You know, we discuss mental health and everything. So we got somebody who specifies in mental health and other things. You know, I'm gonna get to know him. You know, we go talk to the man when he pops up. But yeah, I just can't wait, man. This has been just so fun. You know, we do it for the culture over here. So, you know, I had to rock my red shirt because everybody like, oh, we tired of you wearing hoodies. So, you know, a lot of motherfuckers don't think I got clothes. So I got clothes. I just, you know, be promoting my homeboys. So, you know, cut brothers some slack over here. But we finna get it popping. Hope everybody happy. Hope everybody good. Hope everybody ready for that heat, for that fire. We finna a stove on you guys. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. You know, I'll talk to y'all later. But, you know, it don't be like I'll be ignoring everybody. But I just be trying to, you know, be respectful for my guests. So, let me get comfortable here. But yeah, my tattoo looking all good, looking all shiny. Woo! Man, y'all don't understand, like, ever since I got this, it's like the ancestors been holding me down. You know, when you get something for the ancestors and everything, they look out for you. But yeah, we chilling. We doing our thing. Shout out to everybody who's sharing. I see y'all. You know, we trying to get my guests up in here. Hope y'all ready for a good episode, cause I'm down. You know how I do it. Shoot, we chilling. So let me get my guests up in here. Shoot, the man of the hour. The man of the hour. We waiting on him. But yeah, man, I had to get one of my homies to come on to the show. A good brother. And I always try to get good people, man, to come on my platform. I don't do none of that ignorant stuff. I don't promote no negativity. If anything, I always try to bring good people on with some integrity, with some credibility, and me and him work at the same place. But, he's in a different department. He's educated and all that good stuff. So I'm not saying that I'm not educated, but I'm a cook. So I always, meet people in the cafeteria when I'm cooking. So ever since I met this guy, always been a good dude, always spoke, always treated me with respect, always been humble. So we was just always having these discussions. And I was like, hey, man, you need to come on my platform, come on my show, man. People can learn a lot from you. So here we are tonight, you know. I've just always been, type of dude that just love genuine people. I don't do that, you know, because you're popping. I want to, ride your coattail. If anything, I always want people to come on my show who's dope, who's real, and could teach us something. So, oh my God. Yeah, we have a little delay here, but we gonna get him in here. Get my homeboy Eddie up in here. Shoot. Okay, he's here. Now let's get him. Get him. What's up? What's up?
My boy, what's the deal?
Man, what's good, bro? Man, welcome to the show, man.
It took me a minute to figure this.
Yeah, I knew it, man. But hey, man, you
Hey, I'm
good,
like, I
bro?
should be able to figure it out. I should work it out. And then I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Hey, man, shoot, there's people smarter than me who couldn't figure this out. So I commend you.
Yeah. But first and foremost, before we start, I want to say thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. I support what you're doing 100%. I think it's real big what you're doing, not just for the city, but for the culture, just us as black men in general. So big shout out to you, bro. Like for real, for real.
Man, thank you, man. Like, I really appreciate it, bro. Because if anything, I just want to give back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Especially,
yeah, yeah.
showing like these young black males that you don't gotta be out here, hurting each other and killing each other. You can be cool just by being yourself and being real.
Exactly.
It's true to
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
But yeah, man, how about you introduce yourself and give a little brief description about yourself and what brings you on here?
Got you. So, just a little brief description. Young guy, born and raised in Detroit, currently residing in Saginaw. Um, what else could I say? I'm a mental health professional therapist. I work with psych patients, dealt with kids with autism, people with schizophrenia, bipolar, deal with family members with the same, illnesses and things like that. So when we chatted, you let me know you wanted me to be on the show. So I thought talking about the topic of mental health in general would be conducive or productive for your show. You know what I'm saying? Or just and just your viewers in general. You know what I'm talking about? Like I know like you have a number of different topics and stuff that people come on and talk about, but I think especially in our culture, the Black culture, a lot of us don't have enough knowledge on in regards to the mental health, the population, the systems, how it works, getting people help, and things like that. It's big or a lot of stigma placed on having mental illness or depression, schizophrenia, et cetera, et cetera. And so for that reason, I thought that would be like a good topic for us to, you know what I'm saying, converse, chat about, and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So
Man, no doubt, man. That's my right up my alley, bro. So that's all I talk
yeah.
about, bro. Because mental health, especially in our communities, that's like pig Latin. That's like a lost. That's like a lost
Yeah.
language, man. And a lot of us, had a family member who had, mental disabilities and everything. And
Yeah.
sometimes shoot, when it came down to even sometimes going over grandma's house, shoot, that child would be in the back room. We're like, man, what? Why he always in the back room? Like, leave his
What's
crazy
going
ass
on?
alone. Like, leave his
Hey,
crazy ass alone.
hey, hey, it's so funny you bring that up, right? So I had an aunt, Auntie Cat. I love Auntie Cat to death, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
never knew, like, I'm like, why, Grandma, why we, you know what I'm saying? We only get to see Auntie Cat. She don't be at the function. She just pop in and out. Why she live at that house with all them random strangers? Grandma be like, she just sick. She just sick. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And so it wasn't until I got to college that I started to understand mental health. And it's so crazy, bro. When I went to college, my major was accounting,
Mm-hmm.
right? Major was accounting. uh I think it was like the second semester I had a psychology class freshman year, first semester. It was so interesting, like talking about the mind, understanding how people think and trauma and different things and how that shape, like childhood trauma or early life shape how you react and respond to situations throughout adulthood. And so I end up talking to like an academic advisor and end up switching my major to psychology. Talked to somebody else, changed my major again, social work. Next thing you know, I graduated 22 years old with a master's degree. You know what I'm saying?
Woo.
And the crazy part is too, and I always tell people like never be resistant to change.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, coming from high school and a group of guys that I hung out with, none of them went to college. So in my mind, I wasn't going to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I was a follower, but that wasn't really on my mind at the time. And like life circumstances, it just didn't, I wasn't motivated. However, I wasn't resistant to change. And then I had a good support system. You know what I'm saying? So my sister, my brother-in-law, at the time, it was just my sister boyfriend though. Like, so they filled out my FAFSA and all of that. They did the application. He applied for my scholarships. You know what I'm saying? So that's how unmotivated I was, but I had the support system. And I believe they knew if I would have stayed in my environment, how not conducive that was. It's crazy. I also had like a $36,000 scholarship to go to a university in Detroit, University of Detroit Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew if I would have stayed in Detroit, I wouldn't have been that as successful. So me not being resistant to change, coming to Saginaw, sag nasty. I ain't know a soul, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But it changed my life. And I tell people that all the time, like, living here just helped me come from a boy to grow into the man that I am today. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
And
no doubt.
so, and so years later, now I'm here, you know what I'm saying? as a mental health therapist, got years of experience, and so I think it's great and awesome when you can give back and help people. So, you know what I'm saying. And then when you the therapist in the family, everybody want to call you, hey, cuz, I need a session, cuz. Hey, cuz.
Man, me too, man. I'll be like,
Man,
man, like I got my
they
own problems.
you feel me? Hey, I'm gonna start sending the invoices. Goddamn.
Hey, for real, bro. I feel you, man, cause it's like I always tell people that the one that people go to, we be having so much on us, like,
Yeah.
and it's really hard to keep your sense of humor, because I love to laugh, I love to joke, because if
Oh yeah.
anything, like, it's difficult when you carrying so much, not just your own baggage, but everybody else's baggage. So I be trying to get ghosts sometimes, and people just be thinking that, oh, he funny acting or he fake today and this and that, but when you have so much pressure on you, and a lot of people
Yeah.
don't really be meaning to, but it can get tough sometimes. So how do you um have find a balance with all of that?
Um, it's different ways, but like what you were saying, like I think once you understand boundaries, poor boundaries and healthy boundaries, that's like the first step, being aware and understanding like your boundaries. Like, okay, I'm a helper. I want to do this or do that, but once you can't help nobody till you help yourself. So if you're not
Hmm.
stable, if you're not in the right frame of thought or whatever, then like you said, you might need to take some time for some self-care, whether that's isolating for that period of time, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, getting out and doing something for yourself. Because a lot of times we fall into the habit, oh, I'm the helper, well, I just gotta help them because they came to me, and they wouldn't have went to somebody else if they felt like they could have helped. You know what I'm saying? No, you got to take the time out for yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, you come first before anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be stable in order to help somebody, in order to coach them. For me, I got a good support system. I used to joke, but it was serious. But I'm like, I'm a therapist with a therapist. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that. And the reason I tell people that, or I would tell people that, is to let them know, because in our community, you see what I'm saying, people don't they don't respect therapy, or they're I think a little bit of it is fear, because when you don't know, you know what I'm saying, the more you don't know, the more uneducated you are about the topic, the more apprehensive you are. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so uh when people try to say like, what a therapist gonna do for me, what don't you vent to your friend? They ain't got no degree, they ain't study human behavior, they don't understand, you know what I'm saying, they don't understand you no more than you do. So how
Right.
you gonna go to somebody who not trained, but you don't want to go to this other person, and they might gossip and tell your business? Now it's all over Facebook. You feel me?
Mhm.
as opposed to going to, as opposed to going to a stranger with no recollection, no history of your background, who's getting paid to help you.
Hmm.
You might tell us to your friend, and 3, 4, 5 days later, y'all into it. So now your business all throughout Saginaw. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. So I
Right.
try to get people to make stuff make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to explain it in a way to help them understand, like, therapy is beneficial, but I think it's all about the mindset. You see what I'm saying? If you go into something with a negative mind or a negative train of thought, then how you expect to get anything good out of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you thinking, like, if you think negatively, do you expect to be happy? Like, make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
when you going into something not open-minded, not even knowing, you don't even have no history or know what to expect from a therapist, but you saying you can't go to one. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Or I tell my family, but you can call me, but you won't go talk to nobody else. Make that make sense. Well, you know me, but that's not always good all the time. You know what I mean? That ain't
No,
always
no,
good.
really, it's really not. And
You know what I'm saying?
and then also sometimes, man, family members has a way of, just seeing you as how they used to seeing you, but they're not
Yeah,
seeing like the person. But like, okay, well, I don't want to, you know, put, you know, be a burden on him with something that may be so big to me, but if I tell him about it, he'd be like, you just called me for this, this little petty, small stuff. But
Yeah,
it just be like that sometimes. And you don't want to be mean or you don't mean no harm. But sometimes it's just like, man, are you serious? Like,
yeah,
it's all about experiences, life experiences, man.
exactly.
Because it took me like a couple years for me to actually go talk to somebody. Because
Oh man, me
it was
too.
it
So
was tough, man.
yeah,
Because I had to realize that something was really wrong with me and that I changed. I was messed up because I went through something very traumatic and something that really that we don't talk about is how to have healthier coping mechanisms.
yeah,
Being able to really express ourselves because when we open up to certain people, a lot of people don't want to be weak or they don't want to be vulnerable and this and that. But, we the only race of men that struggle with that. While everybody can have healing circles and have, support groups and, have a kumbaya session. But with us, we have to always show our masculinity. And I feel like
yeah,
that's a huge part of masculinity that doesn't get discussed because everything isn't brawn all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
brains.
exactly. I like yeah, that whole I think that's just a concept or a stigma like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when people expect us to be all masculine and all at all times. Like you know what I'm saying? But a lot of that too is some of us put that, we have that train of thought already just from birth. You know what I'm saying? Because a part of that is why I struggle with, I think it's our ego. A lot of it is ego. So that's why I say from birth, right?
Hmm.
And so when you got a certain ego, like for me, I'll give my example, right, of why I was apprehensive or resistant to start seeing a therapist. I'm like, well, I went to school. What this nigga gonna tell me that I don't already know? You know what I'm saying? So
Man, same
so
here,
it was
bro.
a struggle, even though I had already identified it, because the first step is admitting, right?
Hmm.
Admitting you got a problem, and then determining what do I need to do to enhance my problem. And like most of us, we gonna try to do it on our own until we just become overwhelmed to the point where we can't do it no more. So that's a part of why I wanted to have this discussion as well, because I want people to realize that sometimes you can't do it on your own. It's nothing wrong with asking for help. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? But in our culture, especially men, we don't want to ask for help. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to, you know what I'm saying? We got trust issues. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so this is why I think this conversation is an awesome conversation for us to have. Especially us being two black males. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Under 40, discussing such a topic. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't mean you weak. It don't mean you tough. It don't mean nothing is wrong with you because you talk to somebody. Is you telling your family member with cancer because they go see their doctor because they go to chemo something wrong with them? No, you're not. You're
Hmm.
telling them to go get their chemo. You telling them to go get their help. Because if physical health is important, then why can't mental health be just as important? I have to ask people that question. Why is your mental health not as important as your physical health? You take all your vitamins and all the other meds that this physician prescribes you, but when you go see your therapist and the psychiatrist, you talking about you don't want to take your medication, or you want to do this, or you don't want to practice positive coping skills. You better go drink and smoke it, stuff like that. So a lot of us got a lot of unlearning to do, but a lot of us got to be more open. You got to be more open. People got to be more open for the conversation, more open for different ways to cope. More, you know what I'm saying? Like just listen. And I mean, and a lot of people, especially being a therapist, and you suggest stuff. Well, nah, that don't work for me. Well, I tried that before. You know what I'm saying? We'll try it this way. So again, you got to be kind. Oh, I think we skipped. Oh,
I'm sorry, I had a phone call. But
oh,
I'm
okay,
good.
okay,
I'm
yeah. The
listening.
thing, I'm like, oh, it skipped. Froze a little bit. Say dollar wheel important. It's like, nah.
Yeah, man, my bad, man. Things happen. No, but I agree with everything.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I agree with everything that you're saying,
Yeah,
cause with
I
me,
think
oh, go ahead, bro.
I think for like a lot of us, especially the younger we are, you know what I'm saying? Like young black men, like ego play a part in a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like when I see like young kids or 17, 20-year olds shooting each other over stupid stuff, a lot of that is the ego. Okay, I ain't gonna let him say such and such in front of me or do such and such and things like that. But I think for a larger percentage of us sought out the help that we needed mentally, I think a lot of us would be a lot more stable. A lot of us wouldn't be as angry and have the trust issues that we do have. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's so much. Is I think is for a lot of us, especially when you experience trauma, it's kind of hard to go back to that place and them thoughts, especially when you dug yourself up out of that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us like to use the coping mechanism, or not really a cope. It's more like a defense mechanism
Hmm.
of repress. We repress those memories because we don't want to ever feel like that. Or we don't want nothing to trigger us to go back to that state of mind. So in many situations is difficult for some, but a lot of people is just resisting as well.
Yeah, cause when I got my um PTSD when I was diagnosed with that 6 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, it was crazy because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was going on because I was just having so many deaths occur in my family. I had
Yeah.
been to at least 8 funerals in 6 years.
Oh wow.
So it was just a lot playing on my psyche, man, and I didn't know what was going on. Like I would just like wake up and then have these like cold sweats, and I would just be screaming like
Panic
frantically.
attacks.
Yeah, it was just I couldn't breathe, and I just was like, man, what the hell is going on? And a lot of times I would just stay up because I was afraid of going to sleep,
Going to sleep because you, yeah.
and I will be at work and just will be in my head like long hours at a time, and everybody like you good, you straight, man, like you look like you a lunatic over here, and I'm like, no, like something's wrong with me. So I went to the doctor, and they asked me if I served in the military, and I was like, why? I never did that. They like, well, your brain right now looks like a veteran.
Mm.
So they did like a whole bunch of tests on me, and they came back and told me what it was. And so they asked me, what happened. So I told them I lost my brother, I lost my grandma, I lost my stepfather, I lost a few cousins
All
along the
these
way.
people.
Yeah, all these people. So they told me that it happened really from my brother and everything. So they either asked me if I wanted to be medicated and everything. And I said, I don't know if I can do that because I'm a cook at my job and I don't want to really pretty much be a vegetable. So what's
Right,
the
right.
so what's the other alternative? And she's like, well, you can rough it out. So I chose to rough it out, and it was hell. It was because it wasn't like I refused the meds. It was just the fact that's how my brother passed away. So I didn't want to.
Taking medication.
He overdosed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't want to do that. I felt like, like everything else that I went through in my life, that I was just going to overcome it. I
Yeah.
didn't know when, but I went through the notions, man. I went through the trials with that, man, and lost a lot of people because they didn't understand it. They didn't
Yeah.
experience what I experienced. But I never wanted people to feel sorry for me. I never wanted anything but but my common courtesy and my respect
Yeah.
during that whole time. But I know exactly what you're talking about because because it's hell, but it's a heaven in it once you reach that breakthrough. And I tell people this all the time, like you know, nothing's going to work unless you put in the work.
Put in that work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. You definitely gotta put the work in. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, in my profession, I don't all that's not the first thing I do is let people know, like, medication is not the long-term fix. It's more like a band-aid. You know what I'm saying? It'll help to subside the symptoms in the moment. You know what I'm saying? But you still have to put that work in, and you still have to, understand your triggers. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of being a therapist is teaching and educating your clients in order to help them, and help them get to where they trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, I don't, especially for kids. I always tell parents, like, I don't try to get them to put their kids on medications. And in some instances, medications the only result. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, not the only result, but the best outcome, the only remedy, depending on what your illness and your situations are. You know what I'm saying? But like stuff like, if you can fight through it without the meds, then that's what I always recommend. If you got an awesome treatment team, you got a great therapist which you got great rapport with, and they can help you and give you positive coping skills, and you do daily self affirmations or whatever it is that you use in to cope in a healthy manner. Some people buy adult coloring books. Whatever it is that you use, and if that's helping, then I always recommend alternatives as opposed to medications. Um, and a lot of that too is like, because when I first started practicing, I realized how often young black males was diagnosed with ADHD. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, and it was some of my colleagues, one used to being around young black males. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, he got a lot of energy. I'm just gonna give him ADHD. Well, did you probe? Did you ask him more questions? Did you do your further assessment? You know what I'm saying? So these are things that I'm educating my colleagues about. And they're like, who's this young man? You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
because that's a part of why I let my facial hair grow. Because when I graduated again, I was 22. So everybody like, you ain't even old enough to have this kind of position, like, you know what I'm saying? So I would like grow facial hair so they wouldn't know I was as young. They'd just be like, okay, how old is you? You know what I'm saying? But it's not like what I'm saying is wrong, but a lot of people, they just won't take that because you young and you ain't lived life and you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Well, I know a little something. I'm trying to tell you right, but you obviously don't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? So I think uh that's why I always recommend therapy as opposed to going to a doctor, getting some medications, because okay, they pushing the medications on you, but when you ain't got no meds, then what? Because so now they can push these meds on you. You didn't go see a therapist to learn your own coping skills, so now you become dependent on these drugs. You know what I'm saying? So how is that better? Yeah, like I said, your symptoms subsided just in the moment of you taking your meds, but now when you don't have no meds, because they may not always be readily available, now you in a bind and you don't know how to act or respond to these same situations that you've been dealing and coping with. You know what I'm saying? So it in the long term, it almost cripples you. You see what I'm saying? Because now you become dependent on taking this medication. You know what I'm saying? Instead of using your own mind and your support systems or whatever that you have in place to function. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the main thing. It's not the thing with mental illness. It's not like everybody don't go through some form of depression, some form of anxiety. Those are normal responses to life. You see what I'm saying? Acute stress and things like that. Them normal responses. The thing is, it becomes a diagnosable mental illness once it becomes to negatively impact your life. You see what I'm saying? And so then other treatments should be taken in place. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, like self-care and things like that, you got to stay up on that. You know what I'm saying? In life, uh, as a therapist, we talk about the balance of your life, like spirituality, occupation, uh, health wise, mentally wise. Like, where are you? You know what I'm saying? And I have people rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel about this area in your life? How's your social life? How's your health? Like, when the last time you been to the doctor? When the last time you worked out? things like that. So you got to try to be able to have things in place and stabilize across all cylinders in order to become in order to reach your full potential. And that's what I let people know. And once they see that and realize that, the more balanced you are across all windows, the less you are to come out your character. Is how I like to tell people. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how people say, such and such almost had me fucked up. They almost had me go on. And you like, that ain't a little small situation. You know what I'm saying? But you are already going through something. You already got other stuff on your mind. So this next little situation was just the tip of the iceberg. You know what I'm saying? So you don't necessarily have to respond to that. You don't have to be around those type of people if that's what you choose to do. But if you choose to do that, then know how to react and respond. You know what I'm saying? But everybody shouldn't be able to always get you out of your character and you ready to cuss everybody and their grandma out. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny that you said that because like majority of my coworkers, even my managers, they're like, man, you came a long way from how you was, because I was bipolar. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was just like, because it really wasn't something that they did, but it was just the fact, like, it was just so much that I had on my shoulders, man, and to the point that I was just a ticking time bomb. And now I'm pretty much free. Nothing bothers me no more, and I'm so used to, thinking of the consequences now, because back then I just didn't care. Like, two-stone power driver you and all types of shit. They worry about the consequences later. But you're right though.
What I ask people is, like, when they tell me, like, you think I'm crazy, or you think, how you feel? I'm like, do you really want you really want to, and so, and what I ask people though, because I like to ask questions to make you think about what you just asked me. So I'm like, well, what's gonna make the situation better when you cuss them out? You know what I'm saying? And if it's not gonna get better, then why are you wasting that energy to get upset? Because they ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, where is all this energy going? Why are you allowing this person, if they don't mean that much or they not that important, why are you allowing them to get you out your character? And what is it going to go to? Like, is it going to make you any money? Is it going to make you any better in life if you cuss this person out? Well, no, but they going to know how I feel. Okay, the world know how you feel. Now what? Now what? You know what I'm saying? And so for a lot of us, that's just kind of how we raise. You know what I'm saying? We just come up in that. And so this is just the only response we know. So for some of us, it's just what it is. Or some of us like, okay, well, I'm frustrated and I can't argue. So yeah, let's throw hands. So in whatever the situation is, it could always be talked out and whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
I agree with you. I agree with you because it's still 40-year-olds still responding like that. 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, and it's a real epidemic going on. And when I got my healing, that's when I really realized, like, dang, like, this is, like, we lost one of the greatest rappers in our lifetime, DMX, and DMX was a prime example of, you can get older, but you won't grow, or you won't reach your, I would say, your inner peace, unless you get some help. Okay, I think he froze. I think he's gonna come back though. Hope everybody liking the episode. We deep, huh? Yeah, we deep. I'm gonna have to bring him back in. We gonna see what's up. But he's gonna come back, guys. Hope everybody liking it. So I'm loving it. We talking that ish. Let's see. Man, I'm really having fun over here. Yeah, we bringing him back. He's coming back.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know. My bad. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, man, you good, bro. Shoot, it happens. But what I was saying was, you know, it was just really sad how DMX went out,
Okay.
and because I can relate to his story. You know, only thing that deciphers for me and him was the fact, like, I didn't get on drugs or anything like that. But my drug of choice was women. My drug of choice was sex. You know what I'm saying?
Dollar
Like,
Will like the
you know,
ladies.
hey, I would be real. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, but a lot of people don't really think that's drugs though. A lot of people don't think that's a drug. A lot of people don't think food is a drug. A lot of people don't think, like, shopping is a drug. Like anything that
Well,
helps
I would
you know.
say they not drugs, but I would definitely say they all are addictive.
Yeah, yeah.
Gambling, shopping. Uh, you can have withdrawals if you a daily coffee drinker. I've met with patients who have withdrawals when they don't have their caffeine, when they don't have their coffee. Oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got attitudes, headaches, migraine. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things can be people got vices. And those are addictive. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, and that, what I'm saying, that took away the pain and anguish for a little bit
Okay.
until I had to, what I'm saying, like, don't get me wrong, what I'm saying, like, I still do, but I
Say,
but but
ladies,
I
I'm still the same.
but I discipline though. It's not a it's not an escape for me no more,
Right, right,
you
right.
know, and I learned a lot, just from doing this show and just making sure that I had something to offer, more than my body, but my mind
Right, right,
and
right.
my heart and my compassion and my stories and my experiences. Because I don't want everybody to think that I'm some type of invincible or perfect male or anything
Yeah,
like that. Like, I had to really underwent a whole lot of trials and tribulations like everybody else,
yeah,
but it's just people love to put you on this high pedestal so they can pull you down. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, like, I don't see you doing this. I don't see you being this. I don't see you um advocating or portraying yourself in this particular way. I'm like, shoot, you have no idea what it took for me to survive,
Exactly.
but I'm living.
Yeah,
And I just want everybody who's going through something, and I'm like, whatever you feel like you're back against the wall, you can live too. You can experience happiness and peace and prosperity.
I think for a lot of us, we got to choose to be happy. We have to choose to want to be happy.
Hmm.
When you ask a person, some people honestly don't know what it would take for them to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just get stuck in like miserable moods and patterns. And then I think one of the main things with support systems is for a lot of people who are uneducated in regards to mental illnesses and stuff like that. Um, and it's because they can't see it. Like, I had a cousin. He was like, I don't believe in no depression. I don't believe in anxiety and all of that. And so it took for him to go through a nasty breakup to understand what depression is. Even though
Hmm.
he couldn't see it, he felt it. And from there, he had a much higher level of respect for individuals and who going through that kind of stuff or who needed help and things like that. So, and I think that was a sincere train of thought from him. But I think I think a large population of people who don't know or don't have the knowledge about mental illness got that same train of thought. Like, if I can't see it, it ain't real, or get over
Hmm.
that shit. Knock that shit off. You'll be straight. Sometimes it's not that simple. Sometimes you get stuck in your mind, and that's a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to get out your own thoughts because these your thoughts. These ain't nobody else's thoughts. This is what you thinking. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with anxiety, when you're dealing with depression. And I used to tell my cousins when I was an outpatient therapist, I would say, you know, depression and anxiety, they're kind of like cousins. Once you get one, it's easy to get the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then it become a cycle because sometimes you become so depressed that you get anxious, and now you're so anxious that you already depressed. Like, so it becomes a difficult situation. So I like to urge and suggest that, you know, if a person is coming to you with some information, you know, and it's dear to them, just know it probably, you don't know what type of courage it took for them to even have that conversation. If they trying to vent and express what's really on their mind and stuff like that, like, listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to minimize their thoughts or their feelings. Or, you know, I had somebody talk to me about dealing with a family member who had suicidal thoughts. And they was like, "Why should I just try to be supportive and tell them that fuck them thoughts, don't think like that." And I'm like, "But no, you can't. You gotta listen first. Listen
Mm-hmm.
where them thoughts coming from, why they feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Ask, have they even thought of a plan? You know what I'm saying? Because some people, once they come up with a plan, and it's kind of there. It's kind of, they stick to them thoughts, and it could get bad. So, but the reason they expressing it a lot of times is they cry for help. They need that help. They need you to conversate. Sometimes you might have to talk them down, but knock that shit off, fuck them thoughts. That's not really supportive or encouraging. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
comforting them. See what could you do to help? You know what I'm saying? Ask more questions about their situations. What got them to that level of stress? What got them to that level of, okay, I can't do this no more. It's just better off if I end it. You know what I'm saying? That come from a place. That's just not no thought that come up in 2 hours, 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's a thought that had been lingering prior. You know what I'm saying? When you had them types of thoughts, or you feel worthless, or you feel helpless, things like that. Like, that's not no easy stuff to discuss and disclose to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I think people should, you know, let that be they indicated that, okay, my family member, even if you don't know how to help them or you uncomfortable with helping them, try to seek out the help. You know what I'm saying? Find it. Every county in Michigan got a mental health authority or a location where you can get free, you know, questions answered, consultations, whatever you need, for family members or for patients with mental illness. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times what I see, especially working in the ER, you get family members who wait, right? Like, I met with this family last week, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he been crazy for a long time. He been crazy as hell. He been talking to his goddamn self, and I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it. Do something with it. Fix it. Fix it." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm not no miracle worker, baby. If you've been dealing with this for 10, 12, 5, 6 years, you probably should have got him the help back then. However, you know what I'm saying? So that put the pressure on us, because I'm like, look, we can't just change a whole lifetime worth of stuff that's going on with your family member. Now, I get that you're stressed out, but, you know, a lot of family don't want to be in that position to have to help, especially when they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I feel like it should be a social worker who specifically trained in mental health in schools. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Nah, help for that
Mm-hmm.
to be to help kids get through anxiety, especially kids getting bullied or whatever else they're going through, or self-esteem issues or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's significantly beneficial. You know what I'm talking about? Like, and,
Mm-hmm.
and, and we all have insecurities, especially high school kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going through puberty. You know, you're people having sex and your puberty, and you're getting pimples and the bumps on your face. You know what I'm saying? So self-esteem is definitely going to be there. People getting boyfriends and girlfriends, and you know what I'm saying? What life is happening, right? But if you
Mm-hmm.
understand anxiety and you understand how to cope and deal with it, things would be a lot easier. You know, people would be a lot less stressed if they had this knowledge, or they had this education, or they had this type of teaching and stuff like that. You just see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree, man, because that would really prevent a lot of school shootings as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, the thing with the mass shootings, I know this is probably a little bit off topic, but the thing with these mass shootings, I think they're using, people having mental illness as a crutch. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, if you look at the mass shootings, 90% of them are people who are mentally ill. You know what I'm saying? 90% of them are people who are mentally ill. And so, that's why I feel like it should be a social worker who specifically trained in mental health in schools. Somebody, you know what I'm saying, who Like they trying to make it seem, but this type of rhetoric is what I believe. It negatively impacts the view and the image of mental illness. You know what I'm saying? People be more scared to have mental illness than COVID. I like literally talk to somebody. They like, I can deal with COVID, but I can't be bipolar. What? You see what I'm saying? So again, it'd be like people gotta change their train of thought.
Yeah, for real.
Because there's really people out there that say stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, one you can die from, one you just gotta take meds for. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? But it's the fear. It's what the media makes it seem like too. You see what I'm saying? So the media to me could be a gift and a curse. It's all about how you use it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing with the mass shootings is I don't believe all these people. I don't believe all these people is mentally ill. These is well thought out plans, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you really that mentally disturbed, I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can. Don't get me wrong. You can, and you know, you can be impulsive. However, I just don't. I'm not buying it. You know, I talk to mentally ill people every day. You know, I got mentally ill people in my family. You see what I'm saying? So I just don't believe all these incidents happening just solely because they mentally ill. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. You know, but I also believe it should be a lot more mental health training. You see what I'm saying? Like it should be like so ever since Milton Hawkins, right? Remember that a couple years, 6, 7, 8 years ago, right? He was a mental health patient. I used to work at White Pine. He was a patient. You see what I'm saying? So if those officers had a little bit more training, understanding, a little bit background knowledge, I'm sure they would have. Hopefully, I ain't sure. I hope they would have went about that situation in a little bit better, in a different manner, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just the same. And I think since then, Saginaw Community Mental Health and Saginaw City, we work together with them now. Like we provide trainings now. We help them and go to some of their trainings to just kind of understand. You know what I'm saying? So, but it takes situations like that for situations to be addressed and promoted and such. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I think just everywhere should do like mental health trainings.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, sometimes, you know, your purpose is to die. Sometimes, in order, you know, hold on, let me rephrase that. Sometimes your purpose is to die rather than live, because your death can impact somebody else's, or you know, might have a movement or begin an organization that specify and mental health, and also get, you know, the awareness out, because we don't do enough, I would say, as a people. Because there's so many homeless people that's around here who have mental health problems, and we, you know, saying some of us who are simple-minded, we only looking at the fact that they homeless, but everybody, you know, you're not born homeless. You know, you had to went through something in order to become homeless, that you couldn't maintain a home or finances or a job or schooling. So you know, you pretty much, you know, left out to dry. But I just feel like when it comes to our people, man, we really don't have each other back like we're supposed to. And we think just because we know this person, or this person funny, or this person a little popular, that we underestimate who they really are. Because majority of us on social media wears a mask all the time.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And for a minute, I stopped using social media for that purpose. Everybody playing roles and fake. That's how I felt for a period of time. I'm like, man, I know you in real life. I know that's your brother Money.
Man, me too, bro. Like it's funny. It's funny. Because when I had, told my secret, I won't say it was a secret because my family knows.
Yeah.
But when I, you know, told people about, me being diagnosed with autism,
Okay.
all of a sudden I was an inspiration. I was a hero. This and that. It was people on my status who pretty much, quit fucking with me and all this other shit. But now all of a sudden, I'm an
They back fucking
inspiration.
with you.
Yeah, now they're back fucking with me. They're like, oh
That
my
dollar bill
God.
popping now. We back supporting.
They're like, oh my God, I didn't know. Like, forgive me. And I'm like, you didn't know because I didn't want you to know. I wanted you to
You
know
have to
me.
know. You should treat me like a person regardless of what I got going on.
But it just be the hypocrisy, man,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like.
Yeah.
Because everybody just, always want to pass judgment.
Yeah.
And you have no idea. Because that's why I pretty much was always well wise beyond my years because of the fact what I had to endure, what I had to see at a early age. And I feel that a lot of people would have not had became successful or became a law-abiding citizen if they
Yeah.
had to walk in my shoes.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. So I definitely think people, especially us, like you said, we don't stick together. And that, like, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing when you think about us as a culture, and Black people in general, how much
Mm-hmm.
money that we add to the economy. You see what I'm saying? And how we don't stick together, and how. But I also look at other races. You know what I'm saying? Asians uplift Asians. Hispanics are tight and got a good family unity. You know what I'm saying? But you see us downplaying each other, talking about all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, if we was to stick together, support each other, invest in businesses together, and just do stuff in a unity, like the lady you interviewed, the Black Wall Street lady from Minneapolis. I thought
Mm-hmm.
that interview was so dope. But it's stuff like that that inspires me and keep me going and make me want to continue to be positive and advocating for change and stuff like that. Or, you know what I'm saying? Because them the type of people that make you let you know that I can't give up on my people. These my people. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
and as long as this is other people willing to be positive and help, you know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna get us to the next stage and get us to where we need to be as a culture, as a population. You know what I'm saying? Like Black people uplifting other Black people. You know what I'm saying? Or like dudes don't uplift other dudes, and I think this is just a Black male thing. You see what I'm saying? Like other white dudes, like, oh my God, did you see Ben? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like,
you're right.
you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
then us, when it comes down, yeah, I seen that little shit Dre was doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I though. You know what I'm saying? My cousin got. Goddamn! Can't you be happy for Dre too?
You are so
But
right,
see,
man. We see it every
we get
day.
into we get into a pattern of comparing or trying to be in competition. I'm like, compete with the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Don't compete with me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, and it's mind blowing because I see and talk to different people from different cultures, different races, how they stick together or how they invest or how they doing stuff and it's so positive. Like when you think about the real Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like how impactful and powerful that was. Like when I first learned about that a couple years ago, because that wasn't nothing they taught me in school. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? All the shit we supposed to have learned, but you know what I'm saying. So when I learned that, and I'm like, wow, we did that as a back then of all times. You know, at modern time, I think we should be able to do that.
Yeah.
Times 10. You see what I'm saying? But if we did that back then, think how great we could be right now. Think how far we would be right now. Think about how we wouldn't be given a goddamn what Biden policies he's implementing because we already a great nation. But he ain't did nothing for us yet, and y'all voted for his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He got
And
a
I told you
whole.
that.
This man got a whole bill for Asians, Pacific
Mm-hmm.
Islanders, Now, I'm not saying nothing wrong with the Asians, but you know, it's all in regards to the COVID shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They supposed to have this hate or whatever. But okay, we've been hated on for 3, 4, 500 years. Okay, well, we gonna get a policy, Biden or whoever in office. You know what I'm saying? So this is the way I be thinking, like, and y'all expect for other people from other cultures to help us when you don't want to help your motherfucking self. You don't want to help
No.
your neighbor next door. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like, so how can you expect somebody else to want to help us from outside our culture who don't understand nor give a fuck, but they look at us for entertainment? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we had these kind of discussions, and I get so heated because this shit like really means something. Like, we could be so far as a population, as a community, but yet we still hate on each other. We still talk negative or talk down on each other. We're not helping each other. We're not trying to educate and further ourselves to advance ourselves. We too busy trying to flex and get fresh as hell on social media, but we don't own houses. We don't own cars. Like, backwards mentality. But who getting rich? Not our culture. Goddamn, everybody else. Who we feed and you know what I'm saying? So I think it's a backwards mindset. You know what I'm saying? It really is. I know we just
Yeah.
went way off the middle hoe, but
Hey, it's all good. Hey, and for real, it's the same proximity. Just
yeah,
with you fear what you don't understand,
exactly.
and what people don't understand is knowledge of self. And when you have knowledge of self, you
Yeah.
have knowledge of wanting to come together, wanting to clean up our blocks and buy the blocks
Huh?
and stuff like that. Because that's why I never really would take anybody who's gang banging, since especially in our city, seriously, because there's with all these people that claim that they love the South Side, they claim they love the North Side, they claim they love
Yeah.
the East Side, but yet they're not sweeping up the streets, they're not putting fresh coat of paint on like on the stores, or
So they ain't even
none of that.
mowing the vacant lots. They ain't doing shit for the neighborhood.
No, but they love this, but they would
But
claim
see,
their hood so much though.
when people say that, then I have to challenge them. Like, well, what you love about it, or what are you doing to show your love? What you doing? You love it, but what you love about it? If that's where you from, because you like the drama. What's the love? You know what I'm saying? Like, really, I think we need to start asking people that. But see, us as a culture, you ask a black person some questions, then they doing too much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ask them a confrontational type of question. Oh, you on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They get offensive and defensive and things like that. It's time for bed. Ain't no remote, bro.
Yeah, but they would but they would snitch to the white man though. They would tell the white man all the information that he wants to know, and that's the thing I never would understand. Like, especially on the first 48, like you would see them be so difficult, so condescending with the black detectives, but when a white detective come up in there, they break. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I just want to go home. Please.
Right.
Please, can I just go home and see my mama one last time?
Look,
Like,
talking crazy to the black officer. Then the white detective come in. Well, see, what had happened was it was John them back in the.
but it's so crazy, man. Like, I noticed that so many times, and if anything, I just want my people to just it's to learn from the OGs, learn from the people that went to jail, the people that got assassinated, because there was a lot of people that didn't have to put their lives on the line. We don't even, what I'm saying, write our, political prisoners that's locked up. And to me,
Right.
I feel like that's sad, especially with the opportunities that we have now. We just pretty much, what I'm saying, be like, oh, what I'm saying, fuck your sacrifice, fuck your what the fuck you had did.
Right.
I'm doing me. I'm doing what the fuck I want to do. And to me, that's like a toxic mindset to have. You always got to pay homage to the ones before us, and we
See,
forget about that.
as a culture, like you said, the OGs. I think more than just showing us, but we need more educators, especially men. You know what I'm talking about? Like men who not willing to put somebody in their place or let somebody know what's real. And so when I talk about support systems, everybody in my support system know. If I call you, if I'm venting to you, give me the real. Don't give me what you think I want to hear. Don't tell me I was right. I want to know when I'm wrong. Cause how can I get better? You see what I'm saying? You
Absolutely.
can't advance. So we need more people like that to educate us, to put us in place, to confront us, check us, however you want to call it, when necessary. Now I ain't saying I'm accustomed to getting checked because motherfucker can't check me neither. But I'm just saying, certain situations cause to be checked, or for you to be confronted. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when it comes to my support system, they already know. Look, I'm an open book. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. You keep it 1,000 with me, and that's just the way it's got to be. And if it can't be that way, then you can't be part of my close support network. You know what I'm talking about? But just, I think in general, just black men, right, being the educators. But I think we lost that. This might make the conversation even longer. But I feel like we lost that years ago, right? And it started off with like men, the high rates of black male incarceration, right? Because who educating if everybody locked up? Now you not a mama's raising the kids and doing educating. Okay, but mama's burnt out because they can't work, educate, cook, clean, nurture. You see what I'm saying? So then that created a spiral. And so because women, our black women, was forced into that position, right? You feel me? Because they baby daddies and whoever, husbands or however you want to call them, they locked up, right? So now y'all forced to take on both roles, right? So then that brings us into the feminist movement, right? Because now women like, okay, shit, we could do what the men do because we've been doing it, right? And so then you get these men coming out of prison and they ain't fathers. They just learned how to commit more crimes because they've been locked up with a bunch of criminals. You see what I'm saying? So they wasn't getting educated. So now they come out, they still like little boys, can't take care of a family, just want to slang dick, but don't want to pay no bills. Now we in the situations that we in. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, like educating, I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? Like doing stuff for the culture, because that's what we need. And it's like the older I get, I realize more what we've been lacking. Or I realized it from my upbringing, how I was like. So my dad was in my life, but he wasn't in my life, if that makes sense. Like the nigga alive, you know what I'm saying? But when I think about what was I taught, what did I learn from my father? Not much. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned it from whoever else was in my support network. You know what I'm saying? You can't learn how to be a man from your mama. Not saying that my mama didn't try, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So what I had to do was take bits and pieces from this uncle or that cousin or this person or that person to try to form what I thought it was to be a man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes a lot of us don't have that capacity. You see what I'm saying? A lot of us, that's difficult. That's hard. You see what I'm saying? So if we have more educators, you know what I'm saying, I think that'll put us at a good start or a good mark, you know what I'm saying, to advance the culture and whatnot.
Oh, no doubt, man, and also just self educating ourselves as well, because
Exactly.
I had to
Yeah.
learn a lot. I had
Yeah.
to really get into the books. It was boring. It was
Yeah.
it was excruciating, but I was just determined to really expand my mind, because and then also just making sure you travel, making sure you go see the
That's,
world and go see different places, because like Malcolm X said, travel brightens your scope. So once you get
talking to people
away,
from different
yeah,
backgrounds brightens your scope. That's why I'm like, it's awesome that you do these interviews with just different people from different walks of life, and it's all positive. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I commend you. I'm like, damn, that's what's up. Like when we first talked, he was like, I'm starting a podcast. A couple days later, I synced it on Facebook. I'm like, oh, he was not bullshitting, okay?
yeah,
So that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? But it takes people like you making that first step to do something that's out the box. Who else doing this? I don't know nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing, but it's also awesome for your viewers or for the people that you connect with. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, this get you more followers. You know, hopefully some of my followers look at that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like I go around broadcasting. I'm a therapist. I got a master's degree. You know what I'm saying? I'm a regular person, just like the next person. You know what I'm saying? But if you want some help, if you need some insight, I'm always here. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I look at this as an insightful platform to engage with people, like-minded people like me and you and I. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no doubt, man. You know, just I was just explaining to people before you joined in
Yeah.
was that, I always, got you your wings, got you your fries and everything, but also I just know good people. I just have a expertise when it comes to just good energy and good vibes.
Yeah.
And and it's just like you always, came in cafeteria just with positive energy, man. So that's
Yeah.
why I was like, man, like it's something about him, man. Like I don't know what it is, but it's just something about him, man.
Yeah.
And then look where we at now. And
You feel me?
and I enjoyed every second, man, that we got a chance to chop it up,
Every
and
encounter. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we need that.
And I feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? But like, but see, when I tell people like from where I'm from, that's so it's so foreign, right? To be friendly,
Mm-hmm,
which is a normal gesture, normal part of life. But
mm-hmm.
when you grow up in a hood, certain neighborhood, whatever, like being friendly is a sign of weakness. But we the only culture that think like that, bro. On God, I didn't have friends that was Asian, white, Hispanic. Why we the only ones think if you friendly, if you smile, if you say hi, how you doing, you talk to strangers, and maybe that's something up north. Cause when I went down south to visit family, everybody speaking. I'm like, all them damn gold teeth, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
that's just something from, I think that's just from being, not in the South. You feel me? Like, okay, so that's just something we just don't do. But it's an issue. Like, why? What's wrong with that? That don't mean you no hoe. It don't mean you soft. Get like, I don't know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's a mindset in our culture. You know what I'm saying? It's a mindset. And motherfuckers got to change their mindset. Like, I'm to the point where if we cool and you got the same mindset you had 5, 6 years ago, you better change it or I ain't fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I won't not speak to you, you type shit, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely not gonna fuck with you on for serious shit or long term type things. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be a high and by type of motherfucker from there. You feel me? Like, I
Exactly.
need people who trying to advance, trying to get better. Them the people I want around me. Everything else is dead weight.
Yeah, and it just a lot of people can't turn it on and turn it off. Like,
Yeah.
because when I'm at work, I'm professional and this and that. I don't got no time to hear about how many hoes you got, how much money you got, and
Yeah.
you about to cop the new Jordans, nigga. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm here for my money, nigga, because I'm the only one paying the bills.
You
Like,
feel
I
me?
don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, man, come on, man. Like, I ain't want to. Maybe when we punch out, then I give a fuck. But then, like,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give a fuck because shit. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna put some money on this light bill, nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. We grown. We're
Grown. Yeah.
men. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I feel that, because I've been like that now. Because I'm doing everything in my power to protect my happiness. I,
Exactly.
I don't care if we got history. I don't care if we got chemistry. If you
Your
ain't trying to
happiness should be
evolve,
your priority, bro. And that's
yeah.
for everybody. Your happiness should be your priority. You shouldn't depend on another motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if it's your husband or wife. You are
Hmm.
individual first, not a couple. You are individual first. Your happiness is come first. A lot of us
Yeah,
is people pleasers or want to make other people happy, or we worry about making somebody uncomfortable. What about you being uncomfortable? Goddamn. Wait a minute. Like, what you gonna do then? So your happiness come first.
hmm for real. And I tell people this all the time. You know, you gonna miss a person after you cut them off.
Yeah.
But you know, don't ever go back to a person who was, you know, like just hating and, you know, just trying to steal your dream and trying to, you know, take your focus and this and that.
Them
If
joy
somebody really,
stealers, I think they be,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, cause my friends right now, the people in my circle right now, man, like they build me up, you
Exactly.
know.
And that's how it should be though. You got people walking around here with friends who don't even like them. And don't get me, you know what I'm saying? I'm on God.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
don't get
You're
me
right.
wrong, I've been there. You know, that was young me though. That was young E. You feel me?
Mhm.
I done been there. Like I would call these niggas my friends, and I'm like, I don't even trust these niggas. That's a crazy.
No,
That's a crazy. But I think I was stuck in that hood mentality. Like, yeah, these my guys. I be around them. We shoot dice, get with whatever. But I don't trust them. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. And so once I branched out and was around other people and met different people from different walks of life who didn't come from the same, like, because you only can learn so much from being around people in your same environment. You see what I'm
hmm
saying? So you got to branch out. Like I talk to older people, younger people, white people, Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at Saginaw as being diverse. You feel me? Like, and people like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's not. White people is in my neighborhood. They was lost and looking for dope. They wasn't like living. I ain't had no white neighbors. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it was no Hispanics in no neighborhood. And I live East Side, West Side, Highland Park. None. Only time I saw Mexicans is in Southwest Detroit. You feel me? Inkster or something. You know what I'm saying? So being around different people of different walks of life give you them different perspectives. Traveling, like you said, gives you them different perspectives. Like, oh wow, this is how people really live. Like, oh, okay, this is what they doing. Oh, like everybody ain't going broke just to be fresh. Oh, okay.
Oh man, exactly. And
Yeah.
yeah, and another example. When I lived in Detroit as well, man, it was so many fine females that take the bus.
Dollar
But
wheel.
I was
Dollar
just like,
wheel.
whoa, you know, I was just like, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
cause here people like to shun motherfuckers who don't got a car and shit like that. But when you go to a larger city, man, that don't mean shit. Like you find like at least a 9 or 10 on a bus or like
Yeah.
a subway or a
Yeah.
train, and you be like, oh my God, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, but that's just with you know traveling and just
Yeah.
seeing things from a different, you know, you get the chance to really interact, and I love interacting with
Yeah.
different people
Yeah.
because I don't limit myself um just by with the my support system as well with the show. Like it was just so many people that reached out, people that really donated, you know, for the cause and
Yeah. Yeah.
really gave me encouraging words. It's it's people that we work with, you know, they don't want to be associated with me, but they, you know, they come up to me, they're like, man, I'm so proud of you. I watched a few of your episodes.
Really?
You know,
That's
yeah.
what's up.
And these was doctors and nurses.
That's what's. Hey,
So
I noticed that too, right? So I got a few doctors that I work with in the ER, and they follow me, right? And
hmm
so I don't care. You follow me, I'm a post.
right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
February come, you getting some black knowledge right now. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't
Tread
know.
lightly.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that they pay attention to what I post until one of them approached me. Just, you know, matter of fact, I had a doctor approach me last week when he asked me about, did you see the Derek Chauvin verdict? Why, yes, I did, sir.
What the fuck you think?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Shit, it's real nigga holiday, right? No, but when he said
Right.
that, you know, he gave me his little background, which I thought was awesome. It was a dope conversation. Like he ended up explaining, he was a white guy. He ended up explaining that his brother-in-law is a black police officer, not in Saginaw, but wherever he said, like Minnesota, wherever the hell he from. But I
hmm
thought that was a dope little conversation. And so he even admit, like, now I understand, like I've had a total like culture change, or like even my sister having to sit my nephew, my 18-year-old nephew, down and explain to him what to do when he gets stopped by the police. And he's just like, I never had to do that. You know what I'm saying? I never even thought about that. And so he was just like, but it made me mention it to you because I see the stuff that you post. I think that day I had posted something about racism, but you know, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
about white versus black. It's about motherfuckers who been fucking us over for years. You know what I'm saying? So if the shoe fit, wear. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, people get offended. But yeah, no, that just made me think about like the doctors do pay attention. They might not like your shit, but they be watching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and and I and I and it's funny because you know the name of my show is pretty controversial a little bit. Anybody who know history and stuff like that, you know, but I just wanted to have something that was uplifting, but at the same time, it has you know symbolism, and it's the main objective of my platform is to for all of us to liberate ourselves from that slave mentality and
Yeah.
that slave mindset, and because a lot of us are choosing to be slaves, and it's not physical, it's mental, and I try
Yeah.
to give people a clear understanding. When you think of a slave, you don't think about all of them picking cotton, and you got one who would be like, man, like, don't you want to get out of here, man? Ain't you tired of how we getting treated? Like, what you doing? I'm just picking cotton. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't really understand how deep in the rabbit hole that we are in,
Yeah.
and it's frightening because that's some of our parents that we love and that we look up to, and that's
Bro,
our siblings.
I think that would be like for a next, if I'm invited back for a
You
next
are, man.
discussion, you feel me? Like,
Yeah.
so I had this concept and I explained it to older people, my mom and them, whoever, you know what I'm saying? And so some of them, they get in their feelings and they initially don't accept the analogy that I make. But is once I break it down, then they totally understand and reflect back, and then they have to call me later. Now, okay, I see what you're going. But so on the same, the slave mentality, right?
Hmm.
I thought, how I explained to some people, I'm like a lot of people in our culture treat our kids like the slave masters treated us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when I break it down, I'm like, okay, like why do you cuss your kid out if they don't do something immediately? When you know, or we all know that kids have short attention spans. Please make that make sense to me. If we know that this is a thing, then why are you chastising them for not doing something immediately? But and when you think about it, that's what the slave masters did to the slaves. You have
Hmm.
to do it immediately. You know what I'm saying? With no apology. Like I know I talk to a lot of black people and they're like, what you mean? Yes, I apologize to my kid. If I cussed his ass out and it was daddy fault, it was my bad. You know, I shouldn't have did that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we should do a little segment about that though. Like I
Oh
got like
yeah, bro.
good
I'm with it.
good points and different topics of why I break that down and to explain how I explain it and whatnot.
Man, I'm all for it, bro. If it
Yeah,
like just let me know.
definitely. Definitely. We cook up something in the next couple of weeks or something.
Oh yeah, man, I'm with it, bro. You know me, man. I'm a warrior, bro. Like I'm all in, man. Like, cause that's something that really needs to be addressed because there's a difference between being a parent, there's a difference between being a provider.
Exactly.
So we need to, you know, understand because there's a lot of black fathers left,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because I saw this ad. Everybody had a family, they had like different races and stuff, but
Yeah.
everybody had a family. But when it was like the black people turn, they had a woman and they had two sons. So they pretty much trying to make the American single mother as the black family whole.
Yeah,
Has to,
yeah. As the poster
matriarch.
child for black mothers, ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
wait a minute, like the fuck,
yeah.
like what kind of shit is that? But that really pissed me off, man. But I just be telling people like it's a lot of fathers, we,
It's a
especially
lot of good
uncles,
fathers, good
yeah, good
black
fathers.
fathers, and a
Hmm.
lot of niggas like a lot of black brothers don't get good don't get good reps. You feel me? And I
Yeah.
hate that. I hate that just because I know I take pride in being a good daddy or a proper daddy and doing things in the best way to promote the benefit of my children. You see what I'm saying? I ain't with none one of their mamas, but you know what I'm saying? I still try to help them out as much as I possibly can, and whether it's emotionally, mentally, however I can. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes more than just finances to raise a child. Not saying that I don't pay no child. Hey, I'm a friend of a court nigga too. Okay, so look, but it's more than just about paying child support. I go pick them up when it ain't my weekend, or go get my daughter when it ain't my time. Like, look, if you stressed out or you need some help, but I think we as black fathers and black brothers is painted so negatively, or all these women want to say we all deadbeats, or I can't find no real man, and etc. etc. You know what I'm saying? But usually them be the type of women who don't understand what it takes to be a proper woman either. So you know what I'm saying? Usually I let them kind of thoughts go out my ear, but in the media it's portrayed as such. You know what I'm saying? Like all black mamas is baby mamas, and all black daddies is locked up in jail on drugs. God damn! Like who the positive black role model besides LeBron? God damn!
Hmm.
Can we get somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just again, I just look at certain situations and I'm like, we got to do better. We got to do better. But having conversations like this is the only way to get there. You know what I'm saying? With like-minded individuals, or people with a little bit more knowledge and education, or people with a little bit more wisdom than us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we both young brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you ain't 40 yet. I ain't even 30 yet. You know what I'm saying? But however that go, like, we still got enough knowledge and common sense to help advance young people just like us, you know what I'm saying? Just like you and I, you know what I'm saying? And we come from different backgrounds. So it really don't matter where you come from, as long as you got a goal in mind and you sticking to it, you know what I'm saying? You stand on it, and you got a purpose, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what's gonna help us as a culture, as a race, as a group of people get further.
Man, bro, I'm just so in shock. Like, I'm 33. That's crazy. I had no idea, man. That is crazy. But that is crazy. I thought he was like, I thought she was older than me.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, I'll be 30 this year.
Wow, man. I'm just happy, bro. I'm just really happy of this mindset that you
Yeah,
have, man.
yeah.
And
But see,
and
just like you said, like I was always one of them type of people who was a little bit more mature than most people thought. Or I was the young dude, but I always had older friends or hung around the older guys type. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I
that
think
make a difference.
that's a lot where that I wasn't always trying to play, like, you know what I'm saying, like joke around and like you doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So I was always just a little bit more mature than most people my age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's dope, man, because that makes a huge difference. Because I don't even look my age, and I'm
Bro.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Every step of the way.
See, once I cut this beard, then I really look my age. I told you that's why I had to grow it.
Man, I understand now. Shoot. I can't even cut mine, bro. I would look so crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping it, man, and everything, and just like with life, bro, and stuff, man. I have really just learned so much.
Yeah.
Just having the show and just being addicted to it.
Yeah.
That this show
And
is my
this is a
new
positive
choice.
addiction. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I just want everyone, you know, to get on board just with whatever, like, because it costs nothing to support. It costs nothing to be there and
Right.
to motivate your your brothers, your
Yeah,
sisters, and your people all together.
yeah,
And that's something that we really need to work on.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, bro, man, it was nice talking to you, man. I really enjoyed this, and
Yeah.
I would make sure that this is on YouTube, man. I'm gonna make sure I send you the video.
Oh,
You can.
hey, shoot me, text me the YouTube thing so I can subscribe. Your
I
YouTube
got you,
channel.
bro. I
Okay,
got
yeah.
you. Yeah, 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 man. And we're gonna have you back, man. We're gonna do a part two couple weeks, man. And
Bet.
but yeah, man, you have yourself a wonderful night, and thanks
You
again.
you as well. Thanks, bro. I definitely appreciate it. Like I said before, it's definitely been an honor. I'm more than honored to come back. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. Have a good night, my baby.
Likewise, man. Peace.
Yeah.